So you're thinking about moving to Bluffdale, Utah? Well, I'm going to show you some cool places to live, my favorite neighborhood there, and I'm going to even show you a whole transformation of an area that's going to happen. And I'm getting after it right now. Hey everybody, I'm back and I've opened up the map as you can see, and I'm going to give you a brief overview of Bluffdale. Once again, some of the cool places to live, some of the places you may not want to live, give you a little bit of pricing about some of the areas. And so I'll just dive right in and get going right now. So Bluffdale is bordered on the north side. North of this red outline here is Bluffdale, so it's not very large. And on the north side, you have Riverton. Over here on the west side, or west side-ish, you have Harriman. Down here, you have Saratoga Springs. And then you kind of just have the mountain ridge here. So that's pretty much where it borders. It borders along the I-15 freeway and Bangor Highway. And then this is Mountain View Corridor here. And then this red line here that goes down is Redwood Avenue, which goes down to Camp Williams, which is pretty big and cool. So I don't know if you're a military person, but if you are, we absolutely love our military and would love to help you find something. So just going back here, we'll zoom right in here. So some of the more expensive areas of Bluffdale are going to be over in this area here. These will be like in the $1.ish million homes. These are on larger lots. As you can see, they're bigger homes. You can still have like horses and chickens and stuff like that in there because there's no HOA over there. They still have some farms that are in here, which I assume they'll be gone at some point. We have this sports complex, which is super cool, with some softball fields, baseball fields. It's got a lot going on there all the time. Then just when you go underneath Bangor Highway here on this road on 3600 West, you have a Walmart that's here because currently Bluffdale doesn't really have any sort of shopping stuff. You're going to be going either to Draper or Riverton or Harriman for shopping, but know that. But so it's a quick little. It's really nice and easy. But this area here, these were newer homes. These are around $1 million each to be in this neighborhood. Super nice area location wise, awesome because you can either go underneath here and then get on to Bangor Highway to go where you want to go, or you can take this little side road, which I've done numerous times over here, and then you can turn right here on 2700 West and you can get on Bangor Highway here. This part of Bangor Highway has not been redone yet, so it's set to be redone. So right now you have to stop, but it will be like an overpass or underpass, whichever way they decide to do it. This Arctic Foods that it's showing right here is brand new, just opened this summer or spring. It's got a bunch of other neat little shops here. They're tearing down all of these older homes right here so they can put in more commercial stuff as well. When we scroll down this way, we got just same sort of homes. These are like bigger properties so that you can have like your chickens and stuff, or just have some space in between your neighbors. When we get over here, we get to Redwood Avenue, which Redwood is a main like artery. It goes all the way up to Salt Lake City. They have like a Maverick and a coffee place, a dentist, and they are building this area here with like a bowling alley right now. Bowling alley right there. And they have back over here, there was something I want to show you, which is super cool, but hobby caves. So I'm not sure if you're like a car person, but they rent like places for you to store your antique car or your just extra car that you wanted to store. It's not cheap, but it's a super cool idea if you had like an older car, but you don't have space to store it at the house. So scrolling back out, here's Bluffdale Elementary. I've heard great things about Bluffdale Elementary. It's rated 3.9 stars on Google. Down this way, right at this canal here, so south of this canal is Harriman. So it kind of follows around that for Bluffdale. Down here to Porter Rockwell. They just built this brand new bridge here at Port Rockwell, which you can't really, Google hasn't updated, but this is a bridge now so that you can cross over all this, which makes it like, I want to say, to go from over here to Mountain View and to go up this way to, say, Harriman to like the shops and stuff. It's like 5 minutes away. I mean, it used to be like a crazy drive that you had to wind through this weird ass bridge thing underneath here that you had to go through, where like they didn't used to have a stoplight, so you'd have to like wonder if you're going to get hit, but now it has a stoplight, but that'll save you a bunch of time moving there. There's all this area in here is all new construction or newer construction homes. Same thing here. They're going to be running somewhere in the, I would say, $550,000 to like $900,000 range for homes. Bluffdale's had a big boost in home values because I'll show you that in a few minutes. Why? For school wise, we already had the one elementary school. There's Mountain Point Elementary School right here. There's Hidden Valley Middle School right here. They do not have a high school as of yet, so you'd probably be going to Riverton High most likely, unless you wanted to go to the charter schools, and I'll show those over here in a second. They have 7 independents, so this is a charter school K through 8, and then they have just over here is Summit Academy High School, so that's a 9 through 12 charter school. So know that it has a pretty cool looking football field, as you can see, and then a baseball field, and just home surrounded by some homes and stuff. It's kind of interesting because, as you can see, it's got all this gravel, so they do sand and gravel work here still. So at some point, this is all going to convert and go into homes when they're done. But I don't know if I'd want to live that close necessarily. But anyhow, going over here this way, there's just like a storage center and some other businesses. Up here, they have a Toro Ramen sushi place, which is really like the only food, one of the only food places. There's very few food in Bluffdale currently. And then some other businesses and stuff like that are there. They have this live fish direct place, which is super cool. So they do like they do fish, but they don't do all tropical. They do a lot of freshwater, and they have a couple different places around Utah. But they actually, so if you wanted to buy like catfish that were live, you could actually, for your tank, or other fish that are freshwater fish, they have that sort of thing. So that's super neat. Over here, these homes in here are probably some of the most expensive homes in Bluffdale. These are really nice homes. I've driven through this subdivision, and it is like, if money was no object and I was wanting to live in Bluffdale, I would try to pick one of these. And so they have this big open area from all the way here around here, which this used to be the Utah prison, and they've relocated that. So I will show you kind of what that area is. Now this is actually technically Draper, but since Bluffdale is butts up against it, see here our line here, you're going to be like right at it. So it's pretty much Bluffdale, but it's owned by Draper. So here's what they're thinking. This is a view from across the freeway, like on the other side. So going this direction would be looking west, and so you can see the prison that was here, and then all this open land, and I think it's like 600 something acres, and it's being called the Point. And they've talked about maybe putting an MLB team if we can get an expansion team here. The governor really wants us to have an MLB team here in Utah, and yeah, so that's photo number 1. Photo number 2, this is another view of kind of what it's going to look like. So you can see all these different businesses. They don't really give you a great view, but it'll have a cross right here for you to cross the freeway, or cross over I-15, and then you can get on I-15 over there. So that's cool. Here's another view of what it would look like, or potentially could look like, with the different businesses and restaurants. They're calling it like a 15-minute city, which means you can be anywhere in it in 15 minutes. They want a lot of walkability for it. And then here's another view of it. So it's just going to it's going to completely transform like Bluffdale. I think just it's going to make it so much more desirable. And you can see these are the homes I was talking about there. So back to the map. So this whole area here, as you can see, is about 600 acres and going to be just demolished and rebuilt, which will make it like really, really desirable, especially based on where this is. Bluffdale is 20 minutes, 15 minutes south of Salt Lake City. As you can see, Salt Lake City is like up here. It's just down I-15, and it's a great city to pick from. It just doesn't have a lot of like stuff. So if you're looking for a city that doesn't have like as many, like your Taco Bell and all those places, and just you want a more rural city, Bluffdale is definitely like a great place to call home. So if you're thinking about making a move to Bluffdale, I'd love to help you out. My team and I would love to talk to you. You could schedule a time to talk. You just reach out to us any way you can, text, email, fax us, whatever you need to do to get a hold of us. And thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day.